Lost in the Warp, factions of the universe's finest warriors battle in a no-holds-barred, all-out brawl for glory, honor, and blood.
It's DeadLocked Arena, baby!
The only place in the warp where you can get non-stop action.
I'm Craig Capital.
I'm Harry H. Hostel.
And I'm Chris Punishment. We're the official announcers for this match.
Welcome to the fourth match of the tournament, and the first match for round 2.
Today's game mode is Ambush on the Octarius Battle Zone. There's an attacker's side and a defender's side. The defender's job is to make it to the finish line between the attacker's 2 deployment zones, and the attacker's job is to stop them. For each defender that crosses the finish line, they get 2 victory points, and for every operative the attacker incapacitates, they get 2 victory points. The attackers start the game by deploying with concealed positions to later ambush the defense.
On the attacking side, we have Coach Alex leading the Farstalker Kinband. The last round, they got scuttled into oblivion, so his stocks are sitting pretty low right now. And on the defending side, we have Coach Gavin leading the Scout Squad. Based on their last match, he has even lower stocks, so this match could really go either way.
There's only one way to find out. On to the roll-off!
Coach Alex is on the attacking side, so he gets to decide who goes first, and it looks like he's letting Coach Gavin go first.
Coach Gavin starts out the game with forward scouting, and he chooses diversion on the Kroot Stalker, goes double down on the recon to gain some ground with his shotgun boys, and ended this phase with devised plan, giving an additional command point.
Interesting decisions from Gavin. We didn't see what the scouts could do in the last game, so let's see how this one goes.
Alex reveals Bounty Hunter as his tac-op, and he's choosing the Scout Sergeant as his target.
A simple but dangerous tac-op.
One of the shotgun boys starts off the game by rushing and flanking one of the hounds before opening fire and hitting with a 5 and a crit. The hound can only save 1 normal, taking 4 damage.
The long sight takes high ground, and the scout sniper decides to copy the long sight in hopes of countering anything shady they might have up their sleeve.
The Stalker joins the long sight. Missile Bomb moves up as well. Bow Hunter covers the goalpost. And a Scout moves up at the finish line in his sights.
Kroot Tracker sends out his burb and is able to use Eye Above to give the Pistolier an extra AP before changing positions to a builder.
Heavy Gunner moves to a building as well. Killbroker takes his defensive position in the finish line. The Shotgun Warrior and Kroot Warrior change their positions.
The Scout armed with the knife makes a dash to the center of the field. Pistolier responds by taking high ground and unloads down onto the Scout. Landing 3 crits and lethal 5, which is too much for the lone Scout. Lizard Man just scored 2 victory points for his team.
Sergeant uses guidance and gives the tracker an extra APL before changing positions to an adjacent building. Heavy Bow Hunter bum rushes the scout and opens fire. He only musters out 1 normal hit and the hunter easily saves.
The tracker chooses to join his sergeant at the same building. Seems like splitting up isn't in the cards for these two.
Another Kroot, the Cold Blood, is going to try to take out the Hunter as well. But then the Hunter easily evades the shots.
The Shotgun Scout overwatches at the Kroot Hound and hits with 2 normals and a crit. The Kroot Hound impressively saves all.
Coach Alex seems to call his Kroot Hounds back as the remainder of the reptiles move into a more defensive position.
take initiative and use Prey for 1 command point. Scouts run Gunfire Ambush, and the Hunter dashes up.
Already an exciting start to Turning Point 2 as the Stalker swaps to engagement and fires on one of the Shotgun Warriors. He lands 1 normal, and the Warrior saves it with a crit.
Hunter changes to engagement, uses Grapple Assault, and propels himself into the Pistolier for some close-range combat, gaining lethal 3s. He gets 3 lethals. The Gunslinger gets 2 normals and a crit. Hunter sends through 5, Kroot sends through 4, and the Hunter finishes this brawl with 5 more damage.
Not gonna lie, that was pretty cool.
The long sight opens fire on the Shotgun Warrior, while everyone else was picking their jaws off the floor. Hitting with 2 normals and a lethal, the Warrior saves the 2 normals, but takes the harder hit.
The Scout Heavy Gunner decides to open fire on the Kroot Heavy Gunner. He hits with a crit and 3 normals, but the Kroot manages to save all but 1 normal, an impressive save.
He responds by returning fire and missing everything. He embarrassingly waddles back into the nearest building.
The Shotgun Warriors continue their war on the Kroot Hounds. He hits with 3 normals. The lightning doesn't strike twice as the Hound fails all his saves.
That was in reference to the last Turning Point.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
cool.
3 save. The Killbroker, not wanting to feel left out of this huge firefight and wanting to avenge his Hound, takes aim at the Scout. Scout nearly evades everything, but takes 4 damage.
Who's the Scout? Because they're all Scouts.
Yeah.
It was just a Scout Warrior.
Missile Bob comes screaming out from cover before unleashing a missile on the long sight and Stalker. Neither managed to make a single save from the brutal explosions.
One of the Kroot Warriors takes more shots at the Shotgun Warrior and hits with 3 lethal 5s, slaying the Shotgun Boy. The Kroot gain 2 more victory points.
The Sergeant repeats his last turn by using guidance on the tracker and gaining ground again. The Bowhunter uses Energize and fires at the other Shotgun Brother. 3 more lethal 5s happen, and the Scout just can't muster a save from that onslaught. 2 more victory points as another Scout falls. The Bowhunter falls back to the Killbroker for defensive measures.
Before the Killbroker could take a step, the Scout Sniper domes him with 3 normals, but it seems to be too much for him as he falls.
The last Kroot Warrior ends this turning point by moving deeper into the building.
Scouts win initiative. Coach Gavin decides to use stealth relocation on his sergeant.
Coach Alex responds with Cutthroat. Gavin reveals his tac op Gather Reconnaissance.
Sergeant spends an AP on Gather Recon to get his first victory point by using the action within a hex of Alex's drop zone. Then he moves up to shoot the bow hunter. He gets a single 3, but the bow hunter doesn't save, taking 3 damage.
The Kroot tracker charges the hunter and manages 2 normal hits and a crit, while the hunter gets 4 normal hits. The tracker swings for 4, the hunter gets in for 3, but the tracker finishes the hunter off with 3 more damage, gaining the Kroot 2 victory points.
The sniper takes aim again, this time at the bow hunter. 4 hits slay another one of the reptiles.
A Kroot warrior is attempting to cut off the sergeant, blasting him. Two hits and a crit, but the sergeant saves all.
The scout heavy gunner also wants to do some blasting and decides to take some shots at the warrior. And this time he gets 3 hits and a crit, slaying the Kroot as he saves none. Heavy bow hunter surprise ambushes the sergeant, but again misses all of his shots.
Missile Bob decides to hide and cover. Another warrior steps up to the plate to try to take the bounty off the sergeant's head. Getting a normal and a crit. The Sarge barely makes it through, saving the crit, but still takes 4 damage.
The Kroot Hound decides he's tired of his team's incompetence and charges the scout leader. He gets a 3, 4, and a crit. The scout leader manages a 2 and 2 4s. The Kroot gets in their 4 damage. The scout fights back with 4 damage as well, but the dog gets the upper hand and finishes his foe with 3 damage, dropping the bounty for 1 point and 2 more victory points for the mission objective.
Kroot wins the initiative again and uses Farstalk.
The Kroot Hound picks up its bounty from the slayed leader.
The tracker makes a mad dash across the finish line. Coach Gavin gets 2 points.
The heavy bow hunter paces around the nearly empty battlefield. Coach Gavin collects a 3rd victory point by using recon on the Kroot spawn, but then concedes the game.
With the game over and the points tallied, Farstalker Kinband are the winners, baby!
All right.